We are live on the Miguel and Holly and the Hits 961 Facebook page because I saw something interesting yesterday at my spin studio. It was a cycle bar in the Midtown area, and they have unisex bathrooms. And so this was my first time actually in the few months we've been here going to the bathroom before spin class.
Okay.
So I go inside, do my business, and as I look down, and let me preface this, by the way, is that we're one of those morning shows. We don't shy away from talking about women's issues and using the clinical terms, because when people are like, oh my God, that's gross, why are you talking about that? Well, no, that's because women go through this.
Because 50% of the population deals with it.
Yes.
And I feel like we don't need to sugarcoat it for each other.
Right.
Like, we know what's going on.
We got it. So as I was looking and washing my hands, there was a sign there that said, do not throw tampons in the toilet. And they had some there in case you needed some. And I was like, that's cool. They're providing it. But then I thought to myself, I feel like that would be common sense. Like, I don't go to women's bathrooms, but I know that you shouldn't throw stuff like that down. And then I was like, I feel like women's bathrooms, it's like this magical mystery, because I mean, it was like scents and candles and other things in there. And I'm like, this looks totally different from just a guy's bathroom. So clearly the majority of the people that go to my spin studio are women.
Yeah.
And that's why they have all these accoutrements there.
Yeah.
But do they have to sort of like spell that out for women?
Yes. Because I didn't know for a really long time. Why would you know? Why would you know, Miguel?
Because isn't it like it's not paper that disintegrates?
But it kind of is.
See,
it kind of is paper.
Okay.
Kind of.
Okay.
Like, it's kind of absorbent material.
Right.
I mean, it's not paper, but especially when I was younger, there was literally nothing that would have led me to believe that would cause an issue.
And see, This is why I wanted to ask, as an ignorant guy who I was like,
Well, the problem is most women are ignorant too, because we don't talk about it. We don't talk about things like pads and tampons.
Right.
Even our own mothers, if you grew up in a certain, like my mom had never literally talked to me about a tampon. Didn't even know that I had used one. And when she found out, all she was mad and told me, don't do that anymore.
Oh, she's like, no, stop, don't take care of your body.
Only. Literally, we don't talk about it. Like, I'm talking about in my own home. This was years ago, though. This is a different house. Like, it didn't ever occur to me that would do anything bad to the plumbing. I'm like, this is a bathroom thing.
Right.
Like, I'm not over here throwing cardboard into like, I'm not throwing the box in the toilet. But also, like, it was never explained to me as a young person that shouldn't go in the toilet, because I won't get into some of the finer points, but like,
right.
it felt like this is something that I should do because that's where it goes. And also, it's kind of like, to like, it doesn't matter. Like,
right.
Get the toilet paper, wrap it up, whatever. It's not common knowledge. And I'm actually surprised that you would think that you shouldn't throw it out, because especially as I was younger, and I say as I was younger because I know this now.
Right.
But I would think to myself, okay, I'm not going to throw a pad down there. That's kind of big and bulky. But a tampon? It's little. It's just going to flush and then it just goes away. Would never have known, because, again, this sort of issue isn't talked about enough in society. Women don't even understand how their own bodies work, because it was for so long thought to be like, well, you don't really need to know.
Right.
I guarantee there are women right now that don't know the proper anatomical terms for their own bodies. Like, there's just not education, let alone men. One time we were on a morning show, and the guy that we were doing the morning show with, Miguel, I don't know if you remember this, didn't even understand what a tampon looked like. Well, we had to get one out and be like, this is what it looks like. And he was blown away. Like, nobody really talks about these things. Nobody knows about these things. I had a plumber that was like, stop throwing them down there, and I was like, "Oh, thank
You're
you."
like, oh my gosh, I didn't know. I'm
I'm like,
sorry.
I'm sorry. I thought it went the same place the toilet paper goes. I don't know.
This
so
is
yes,
why
it's not commonplace.
I thought it was so interesting to bring up, because I was like, that I obviously don't go into women's bathrooms, and thought it was interesting to sort of see how it was laid out and how they had it in big, bold letters.
Because it happens so frequently. Also, there are women that do know this, but are either too busy, too lazy, can't be bothered to dispose of it properly. And so that's why a lot of bathrooms, especially if it's not your bathroom and you're one of those people that really doesn't care if you're going to screw up someone else's plumbing, they're just like, whatever.
You're
so
like,
they
fine.
have the sign in there to be like, please don't. You're going to have a big plumbing bill if you keep doing this.
It is 7:17. You go on a date, you don't hear back from them. We call them to get the truth. Blown Off happens at 7:40. But first, we're giving you tickets to the Moo and Brew Craft Beer and Music Festival happening this October. You just have to guess what songs we are humming. Caller 20 to play. 1-844-HITS-961.
1-844-448-7961. Also, before we get off the air, I want to make it plain that I realize that tampons are not made of paper.
Oh,
but as a younger person, one might think whatever it is made out of would be flushable. Having said that, I don't need somebody coming from in the DMs.
At Radio Holly. We play the hum game next.